Um, Okay, about that's exactly how I want it.
He didn't. V for Vaughn. Is Vaught the one that like I said what?
But y'all underground kings, thought you knew how we get down.
shit. Okay. All right. We're live now. Okay. Welcome everyone to another live with your boy at rlev.art. Okay. Welcome. Today, well, first and foremost, I want to go ahead and take a pill. That's first. That's first and foremost. Where's that clock? Can never find nothing there. There we go. Go ahead. Shut that off. All right. Back to this now. Yeah. Had a little alarm just to make sure that we started on time, ready to go. Yep. So thank you to whoever's online right now. Appreciate it. Today, well, last week we pretty much just touched on me doing the line work of this art piece. And for most of you that weren't on the stream and are new to the stream, this is a piece that I came up with while watching Creed 3. A lot of the scenes inspired me a lot because they heavily referenced anime. And when they, let me just move the mic here. When they referenced anime a lot in the movie, it was there were certain scenes that I remember from like when I was a child. For example, like this iconic scene, like the double punch that Goku and Vegeta did in their fight before fighting Majin Buu. Now, this was a this was pretty impactful, like in the movie. And I said, you know what, I wanted to go ahead and capture this on canvas. So there's a lot that needs to be done here, but today we're gonna focus on the base color of it. And yeah, let's dive right in. So first and foremost, what I like to do is I like to go in and put down a base color, more so like a gray or like a light purple, just so that I can get my values in. So we're gonna go ahead and start that right now. We're gonna look for that gray. Let me see if we can. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, gonna look for that gray, kind of like a light gray, something not too crazy. Okay, and we're gonna take our shading layer. Well, first, I like to go ahead and go over the the line art just to make sure that everything looks pretty good. And I'd say I did a pretty bang up job, if I do say so myself. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what we're gonna do is gonna put that as a reference and then add a layer underneath it. And then we'll start filling in that gray layer as I was explaining. Now you want to get as close to the artwork as possible in terms of the lines. So I like to go over and see and make sure that there are no white spots. If they are, there's nothing a gray layer itself won't fix. So we'll take care of that when it comes to finishing up the editing part of it. So we'll just go ahead and keep tapping away. While we're doing this, I'd like to know, if anybody's out there, how everybody's week was. It was a very long week, mine especially, especially with all this snow that's accumulating here in Canada. For those of you that are new to the channel, let me give you a little bit of backstory about me. My name is Ridge. I've been heavily invested in the art field for a very long time. I've always loved doing artwork. I always loved drawing. I was always loved creating. And one of those one of those main one of the main things that I've done recently was having my art displayed, which was something that was a bit of a different turn for me. It was something that blew me like way out of my comfort zone, and I was really like um I thought I was really in over my head about it for a bit, but to be honest, it worked out for the best, and I can't thank everybody enough for like the immense support of it all. So yeah, I really like appreciate like how far I've come when it came to like doing my artwork and enjoying the fruits of my actual labor. Right. So a little bit of a pat on the back for myself here. Yeah. So right now I'm gonna check on our gray layer. The white highlights I'm not really worried about because those are white. If I wanted to give it more of like a seamless look, I can duplicate the line layer, go to build a new layer on top of that, add a clipping mask, turn off the reference, and then that same gray that I used to outline block in the skin tones and the color. I can use on the line art as well to just give it more that uniformity, and that I don't have to like worry about I don't have to worry about any more white gaps. I'm still gonna go through it and close up all those white gaps if need be. This will just help it a bit. So go back on the layer and boom. And now we see where we're at. So if we need to fill in any of these layers, we can just very quickly. So we'll fuse that, and we'll go to town and fill in these layers. Fill in these little white gaps. Ever since starting this Twitch channel, I I've been very happy with the fact that I get to see that there are other like-minded people such as myself doing what they love on Twitch. Just slow down over here. Like I said before in the last stream, for those of you that haven't seen anything in terms of like clips wise or whatever, I forgot to press the record button. Yeah, I didn't know that you had to record your Twitch stream in order to um have like clips to make of it. Go figure, right? I thought it automatically recorded, but we live and we learn. We live and we learn. So now that everything is dominantly covered, we can turn on that layer and look at the fruits of our labor. What I also like to do is test out a few different grays, in my opinion. We like to test out a few different grays to just see what will give us the most better effect. Now, before I used to do like a more lighter gray, which I think this is better in a way, just to give it that bit of like a mid-tone look. So I would just go a little higher with that. I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. Um, yeah. Hmm. We got a couple viewers on. Shout out to everybody that's inside the that's joining me at this late hour. I know it's pretty late, but you know, I feel like this would be the more opportune time for me to like do my stream, to be honest. I think this is good. And so now what I like to do is add another layer. And for this layer, I just like to I try and do different tricks and kind of figure out like what I want to do in terms of like lighting. As I said, this is a boxing match, so the lights are gonna come from here, 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 and here. And the lights in conjunction with their sweat and their skin tone, it's going to make the piece really pop. So right now that we know that we've identified a light source, or where our light source is going to be, which is technically all around the top part. These areas over here. Oh wait, let me get a different color here. These areas over here, under, and over here, underneath the arm here, here as well, underneath the chin, as well. These are going to be our shadows, our lowlights. As I said, I still haven't really worked out a background yet, but we'll get there. Right now, we're just the background for me is pretty easy thing to do. Some people like to work um background and then deal with the foreground. I like to do front and then back. Um I like to do a background first, but usually I'm always focused on the main part of the project before anything else. Oh, there we go. This was kind of like over here in a sense. Uh, yeah. I added another light just to give it a little more oomph. So, um, I turn it off. It didn't even make that much of a difference, but it is what it is. I think I'll leave it off for now. So, drop the opacity on that layer so that we know what we're working with. And we shall do another reference layer. Duplicate that layer. And then use the clipping mask. I'll turn that off so that we don't like. I think that's above. We should be fine. We get our base colors going. So instead of me coming back to using this, I'm gonna add a new layer up here. And we're gonna add our colors, our color palette to this. So I need a very nice like chocolate brown complexion. So something like that. Something like this for the undertones. Something like this for like the upper midtones. Something like this for the highlights. And then always use something a little lighter for like the highlights. And then we can use a very light brown. Like a peach for like the rim light, I guess, for like above this section. Above the section of their arms. That one kid you met just followed. Appreciate the follow. Welcome to the stream. It always surprises me when somebody follows. Like, I'm always in the zone when it comes to drawing, so I tend to forget that like yeah, like I'm on stream, I'm on live. Um, yeah. Just so that you guys know, this kind of will be a little bit of a shorter stream, just because unfortunately I do have to get up a little early tomorrow. But we're gonna do what we can, and we're just gonna get through it and go from there, right? So, um, right now, let's work on these skin tones here. So we're gonna go back to our layer here, our clip mask or clip layer, and we'll start doing our midtones. Now it's okay because I want this to happen. I want the I want what's it called? I would like to have the color bleeding into the hair because the hair I'm gonna go ahead and do myself. Okay. She's so sweet. She's also sweet. Thank you for that. That just put a smile on my face, as you can tell. I appreciate that. Um, Back to the drawing. Right now, we're gonna add the rest of our colors here, going through and really just hammering, just blocking in this skin tone here. For the other fighter, I feel like we're gonna go with a darker skin tone. So pretty much what I use, just go about 10% darker. Go back to that top layer, and we'll go boom, 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 boom. Go ahead and start blocking in those layers here. It's pretty good, pretty perfect. And I don't have to worry about this gray area over here in between the abs. Because we will fix that when it comes to like the the final editing and stuff, or like the finer edits. But we will block everything in brown for right now. Same thing over here for his leg. All right. Now in the movie, um, Damien and Adonis were both wearing either white or black. Damien was wearing black. Adonis was wearing a shiny white. They both like shiny trunks. So, I didn't do much of like the frill and the tassels and stuff because it was just getting really overcomplicated. I didn't like how it looked, so I just went with just straight boxing shorts. So I'm gonna try and jazz these up as much as I can. Um, so I think for Adonis's shorts, we'll go back to this layer here. We will add a light gray, a dark gray. Um, Change the background color to like a tan, just so I can see these colors a lot better. Yeah, this will be good. Full blown white, because the white here we can use for highlights. And and just a very small hint of that gold that I would see on like his boxing shorts. So we'll have that right there. This right here. I'm really just like trying to just block in the basic colors of like any like shorts or any type of designs we would see on his boxing uniform or stuff like that. Same goes for Damian Anderson. Um, yeah, his was like a black, so we'll just do variations of black, starting with the straight black, gray, the darker gray, 20 the 80%, 60%, 50%, and we'll have that white for those highlights. Because, as I said, those are also shiny shorts as well. Okay. I think we have all the colors we want to use. It's like our base. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to kind of really lock in what I want to do in terms of like accessories. Did I specifically plan to work on this piece during BHM, or just like artistic coincidence? Honestly, kind of a bit of both. Like I did, I did have this sketch in mind from last year, and even from when the movie came out, but I just didn't know how I wanted to like execute it until like I started sketching, like I started sketching, started looking at references. Like hell, for example, I'll even show you. If I turn off all these layers. This is where I bred from. And I learned a lot. I learned a long time ago that forms and poses and references are always used to interpret different things. So it started from this. We added our little like sketch. We built it up. We went through we I built it up. I sketched through trial and error how I wanted to go ahead and go about it and stuff. And then settled on the actual um what is it? The actual line art for it, which is what I did last week. And yeah, I put this drawing for on the back burner for a very long time because I didn't know what I really wanted to do or how it was going to really execute it. I really like kind of psyched myself out of it because it was starting to get good and I did not want to mess it up. So um that's unfortunately that's usually how my brain works when it comes to that type of stuff. Um yeah. So right now, well, yeah, and to answer your question, it was a bit of a both, bit of both. Um, I want to say it was referenced by Black History Month because Black History Month, yeah. But it was more of a challenge for me to go ahead and do something like this because it's something I've never done before. So I I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out. So trust the process, like I always say. Keep them coming. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm gonna keep them all coming. All all Black History Month. All Black History Month. Um, I'm not too sure if this drawing is gonna take me all Black History Month, but we'll see how it goes. Like, we'll see how it goes. So, um, let's go ahead and lock in those colors for the boxing gloves and the trunks. And for the black, I don't necessarily like to do like straight on black. I like to do like a dark gray as like the base. Black, once you go black, it's just like there's a lot you need to like do it so that like the shadows show properly. So I save the darkest blacks to your what up, KP, what up? Welcome to the stream. So I'm saying I like to save the darkest blacks for the darkest shadows, especially if it's black a black outfit. Somebody plug. Ooh. So one thing about when you're filling, you want to be careful. Otherwise, you will fill other sections of the drawing that's. Oh, Soul Brush Hero, what's up, my dude? What's up? What's up? Soul Brush Hero is another fellow Twitch artist that I watched his stream. What was it? It was a couple. I think it was like a week back, and I was really in tune with like what he was doing. Like he was doing portraits, like portraits. Love this stuff. If you guys have time, go check out his channel. Go check out his Twitch channel over at Soul Studios, Soul Brush Hero. Some good stuff over there. Some good stuff over there. Um, yeah. But again, yeah. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, it's good to see you too, man. Good to see you too. Good to see you too. For those of you that are in the channel, like for those of you that are on the chat, like where are you guys hailing from? Where are you guys hailing from? As I said, I'm here from Toronto, Ontario. Cold as hell. She's oh so sweet. Just follow. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Um, again, still new to this Twitch stuff. It's I don't know how to get the subs and stuff like that. I'm just here strictly for the vibes and drawing. I'm I'm just happy to have my turn. Like it's refreshing to show my art in a new perspective and stuff. Let's get some W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Oh. Ah, alrighty. I feel like for So back to the drawing. I feel like for teeth we have like some white teeth versus, well, they want to match their gear and their outfits, right? So I feel like with Damien, his mouth guard is going to traditionally be like a darkish gray or a black. So we'll do that, and then we'll do like white for the bottom of his teeth. That's just right here. We'll get to the eyes and stuff in a sec. Oh yeah, there is some intensity in going on in this piece. I can't wait to add like the extra stuff to it, like the shading, the actual spit flying out of everybody's mouth and stuff. Like, I really want to lock down this stuff so that I could just go ahead and turn off this layer and just completely work on background. So that's the goal right now. Um, for Adonis, we got that light gray going on here. His mouth guard. Oh wait. Let's fix that. There we go. And then straight white for the teeth. Yeah, perfect. The rest of his mouth is gonna be like a dark pink-ish. And then tongue. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I'm channeling my inner Maki. For those of you that are as versed in anime like me, like how about that? How about Jujutsu Kaisen right now? Let's get into some anime talks here. How many of you have been watching Jujutsu Kaisen? Like, let's get some fires in the chat. There's some flames in the chat for JJK season 3. Let's get some flames in the chat. Flames in the chat. I like what Mappa's doing right now. I like the fact that they partnered with Netflix. I mean, Mappa's gonna get a broader scope now. You know, just not doing with not just doing Crunchyroll, but I really hope that Netflix doesn't screw up anything that Mappa has in store, or you know take Mappa and take One Punch Man away from the helm of like Bandai Namco and redo that stuff, man. Because man, I hope I'm not the only one, but I stopped watching One Punch Man after this season. I did. Like it got hard to watch. It got really hard to watch, and I can't do it anymore. I really can't. So now with so now with this piece now, we're gonna start tackling the hair. Again, with the hair, I don't like to do any form of dark, really, really dark blacks. I like to do grays and then add colors as they go, as they see fit. So for because essentially they both have fades. They both have mid to low taper fades. So the way you're gonna like the way I do the fades. So let's go ahead and add another layer. We won't need to put this in a mask because it's not we're gonna be doing our own outline, and we're gonna be doing our own outline instead. So I don't know why I completely keep referring to myself in second person, but whatever. It is what it is. So now I'm going to get my trusty dark gray over here. And I'm going to oh, my hair is glistening right now. Shout out Shine Jam. Shout out Shine Jam for dealing with the man properly with their hair. Tell you that, No, it's not fan art for a specific. Well, I mean, technically, yes, it is. This is a my own interpretation from a scene out of Creed 3. If you've watched Creed 3, you can see that there was a scene. Let's go back to how it is fully. There was a scene in the movie where they did a double punch, where essentially they punched each other at the same time, and I wanted to do my own depiction of that. So looking at references, looking at poses, looking at different ways. So sadly, it's like an all thing movie still. I listen, man. I get it. Me personally, Creed 2 was the best, was the better one out of all three. I'm just I just loved Rocky. I'm a big Rocky fan. So I once these ones came out and were in theaters and stuff like that, like I was there. I was ready to go watch that. But if you wanna yourself or like actually take a look, I highly recommend watching all three movies. You can see with the third one, you can see a lot of the anime influence in the third one. So that one holds special dear and dear to my heart. But in terms of like cinematography wise, Stephen Caple Jr. I get that. Stephen Caple Jr. really did his really showed that rent was due when he made that movie because I still put that very high above like a lot of other boxing movies. Like for me, yeah, Creed 2 was phenomenally done. Creed 1 was a lot more grittier because it was done like um more just like the beginning stages of like how Creed was and how and what he was going through in a sense. So um yeah. So right now we're gonna add this we're gonna go through our little bit of an outline for our hair. So our hair is gonna like go all the way around here. We're not skip no gaps. If you that's one thing I like about Procreate. If I make a mistake, I can just erase it, no harm, no foul, especially because all of these things are on different layers. Okay. Boom. And I know you're thinking, yo, that's one of the worst lineups this guy's ever had. Trust me. Let me let me let me do my thing. Okay. So right now we see that there is a gap somewhere. I don't see any gaps, so right now, instead of just trying to find something to fix, we're just gonna go ahead and block everything in manually. So I'm gonna take our time, block everything in. I think because I have the reference layer still on, that's why it's like thinking I still want all of it done, like all of it painted the same gray color, which I don't. So we are going to just block everything in right now. And if you guys aren't doing so right now, take your time. Just go ahead and take your time and go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's at rlev.art, rlev.art, where I'll be posting clips from my streams as well as posting my stuff on YouTube as well. So I just figured out how to go ahead and do that, complete noob to all that. So I will put actually my handles are actually above the screen here. So if you want to go ahead and add me on all three of those, please feel free to do so. That does more for me than anything else, And if you want to go ahead and share some tips on like how I can go ahead and make these streams, how I can make these streams for you guys a lot better, feel free to, send me a DM and we can chat up and go from there. Soul Brush, appreciate the follow. Thank you, my guy. And yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to because now I don't have to worry about the brown, like mixing the brown and the dark gray. I can I'm gonna turn off this reference layer just so I have more ability to work through, go back on my own layer. And I'm gonna go ahead and go down a peg in terms of like just darken the gray a bit. And I'm gonna fill that in again because we still have a lot to work with. As dark as this gray may look, I am able to still add even more, even darker grays and even black, especially like behind Adonis's glove near towards the back of the head. I can add some black in there. But right now, what I want to do is I'm gonna do the fade. So usually what I like to do is I like to get an eraser. Um and I would do a medium blend, bring it down to about like 5%. 5% right there. That's good. Yeah, good. And then drop the opacity down to about 20%. Yeah, 20%. And then we will see. Yeah. So when I'm doing phase, I kind of like to like think of my brother. He's also a barber. So I like to kind of emulate what he does when it comes to cutting hair, cutting his clients' hairs and stuff. So like that. Again, if I don't like something, I can always undo it. Like that line there is still pretty present, so I'll go back, bring it down, and kind of restart. Just do it again. Like we make happy mistakes here. You know, it's part of life. You know, we um we make mistakes, but we instead of getting upset, we just move on and move forward. So now back to this. I think I'm very happy with this. So I'm gonna clean up the bottom, make sure that there's no lines here, no residual lines. Pretty happy with how that looks in the grand scheme of it all. Yeah, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. The same thing goes for Adonis here. I'm gonna zoom in here. Same thing, we're gonna get our gray. I think I'm gonna use the exact same gray that I was using before. It makes sense. Boom. And I'm gonna add another layer. Now, when I'm adding layers, I also want to keep track because I only have so many layers to work with. Like I think with this canvas, I only have about like 40 layers. So to condense a drawing in 40 layers may seem a lot. May seem like there's a lot, but it really isn't. So usually when I'm done certain parts, I like to merge them and put them aside. I'm gonna keep adding power. Okay, that. And same process, just we're gonna take our eraser. I'm gonna make sure these sections are filled properly to the brim. You don't want no gaps. Take that line. I'm gonna take that eraser again. I'm gonna gently fade that section out. Make that smaller. I think we're good. You can tell this is already going to be a very big piece. So, um, so now that we got the hair down packed, I don't want to go into detail just yet because that's already going to be a lot. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and add one more layer, but this one is going to be congruent on both sides, and it's the eyes. I want to add the whites in the eyes. Now, same thing with like eyes and stuff. I don't want to do like straight white. I want to save that straight white for like the like the actual like highlights. So I would do like a muted gray to like a brown. And so, and then since we're underneath our line art, we're going and we're just gonna trace over that initial eyelid. Boom. Just keeping those lines fixated. Well, not fixated, but keeping those lines in between the line art, the artwork and stuff. So we're good with that. Good with that. Yeah, good with that. That looks pretty good if you ask me. I feel like I'm gonna cover up this eye as well. I didn't do the black inside of the actual line art, so that's fine. We'll redraw it anyway, so that's fine. So that's okay. I'm gonna make this thing smaller. Oh, and also I pulled the trigger. I've said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and like reward myself and kind of give myself a little bit of an upgrade. So I plan to get myself a new iPad. Yeah, I'll be using the chat for that. A new iPad that will increase my productivity and increase my workflow. This iPad that I'm working on currently is the I think like third or fourth gen. Like this is like 2018. And it's that served its purpose. I've used this iPad for about 4 years. I've had zero problems with it. It's a workhorse, it's a powerhouse, but I also venture a lot as well. I've also been venturing and dabbling a little bit in like 3D modeling, like using Nomad Sculpt, just to make posters and just to make posters and like little graphics and stuff. Now, I'm going to need something that's going to be a lot more power hungry in a sense. Plus space. I love space. So I got that on the way. A bunch of accessories for it as well, which should be coming soon. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do a live. I'm gonna do an unboxing with you guys as well. And yeah, I've got a very big dopamine um, rush recently because I did put this iPad on marketplace so that I could sell that and call it a day. Yeah, you're good with that. I like how these baseline colors are looking. The baseline colors are looking really good. Um, it's looking very nice. Okay. So now, um, before I kind of finish up with liner as well, I'm gonna go back to each hair layer. I'm gonna work on their eyebrows as well as their goatees. Same thing, we're gonna go and get this darker gray. We're gonna block those in. Making sure that we're on the right layer for each person, each fighter. We're gonna block in those eyebrows there, as well as their respectable beard or goatee. I'll block those in. So that's Adonis done. I'm gonna switch over to no, that was Damien that's done. I'm gonna switch over to Adonis. I think we're very clear. I think you blocked in. We need to block in. I'm gonna go back to the there here. Go super black. And we're going to block in this iris here. Full. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I like how this is looking thus far. This is the first time I've ever seen this drawing that I went ahead and created. Partially colored. Partially colored in. I think for my next stream, we'll be working on shadows and midtones. Yeah. Shadows and midtones is what's gonna happen for the next one. But I think we're gonna call this one a wrap. I do want to thank everybody for whoever came in. I do want to thank everybody for coming in and engaging with me. Um, the chats are always going to be different. The chats are always going to be, um, they're always going to be very, they're always going to be different. And what matters to me the most is being able to stay consistent with what I want to do, um, what I want to accomplish from here, and that is that is showing a new audience what I'm able to do, what I'm capable of, and I have a lot more that I want to do in terms of like getting my art out to the broader audience. There's still a lot more research. There's still a lot more things that I want to get done in terms of like getting my stuff out to the masses, like prints, merch, all that stuff. But right now, what I like right now is that I'm able to just sit back and just create. No pressure, no nothing. I want to just sit back, create, and anything else I want to do on the I want to do at not technically my leisure, but I want to get this pumped out soon by this year. Um, I'm in the middle of working on a new website. I appreciate it. I appreciate the vibes, man. I appreciate the support, yo. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. She's also sweet. Thank you. Thank you for that. Um yeah, so it's not no race for me. I'm just here. I'm here strictly for vibes. I'm really strictly here for vibes, you know. I want to kick it. I want to hang out. I want to meet new people, you know. I have plans for this stuff either even this year or next year. I want to take in the new scenes, taking the scenes out there. I want to go to like um all the different anime cons. I want to go to DreamCon. I want to go to DreamCon and check out the scenes, check out all the black creators, check out all the black Twitch stars. Like I aim to meet RDC World, Corey Kenshin. I know these guys are like younger than myself, but I'm fairly new to like this universe, and really aspire what the God, I'm showing my age. I I really aspire to see what the young cats are doing. Look at me, I'm talking as if I'm old. I'm 33 years old. But like, yeah. Yeah, but again, thank you to everybody that was on this stream here. I will keep you guys updated. The next one, I believe I want to have for Humanstrosity. Humanstrosity, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Um, thank you for everyone that was here. And yo, I'm gonna stay back 5 minutes, see what he's saying. What's up, bro? What's going on? I'm just here just explaining like um my thought processes to this whole streaming stuff, yo. I'm still gonna be around. I'm still gonna be around. I wanna kick it for a bit. I know you joined at the end, but I wanna kick it. I wanna kick it for a bit. Um, right now I just want to just chat, just talk to everybody, and yeah, you know, like I've been a very very present present thing in my life, and I want to see where this goes. I want to take it as far as humanly possible. Right? I'm continuously learning. I am not no guru. I am not no master. I am a student of the trade, and I want to learn from everybody. So, I want to thank everybody again. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thank you for joining me on this second stream. This is the first stream that I've recorded, so this will be on my YouTube, but this is the second stream that I've done. The first one was a total fuck up because I forgot to press record. So, um, um, I want everybody to be comfortable here. I want everybody to feel, you know, virtually safe here. And yeah, honestly, I hope to see everybody again. Um, in the in the long run, and yeah, honestly, that's that. Um, I like to see everybody else's streams, like Sobashiro. Sobashiro, you know, I'm already tapped in. You know, I'm already tapped in, and I wanna catch your next stream for sure. I'm gonna make it a habit of like watching everybody's streams for sure, because just fostering that community as well is like it's pretty cool. And again, like I'm not doing this for no like no monetary value of anything like that of the sort. Like I'm just trying to like, you know, just build, yo, and tap in with everybody that's willing to just tap in, you know? So yeah, I think that's about it for me. I'm gonna get some shut eye because I got a long day tomorrow. Thank you again for follow. Thank you again to everybody that who followed. I got everybody's follows. Thank you again. And yeah, damn, I just shook the whole table. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Peace.